this video, I have a saying about giving a rat's ass that's kind of funny. That how can you give a rat's ass? The ass of the rat isn't yours to give, so let the rat keep his ass. Or you can pick up a rat in tandem to somebody else's ass first, and yes, you're giving a rat's ass. And if the other person wants to accept the rat ass first, to give a rat's ass, you're sort of offering up the rat's ass, and it's up to the other person if he wants to accept. So I'll have another saying too, that in some certain things, that if a rat's ass should really be offered or even given about a particular subject. So that's what I say about tolerance to a certain thing. You can say sometimes you give a shit. There's some and I also have a thing where I say there's certain aspects of giving a shit or giving a fuck. It's not that I don't give a shit or give a fuck. It's there's some aspects of giving a shit or giving a fuck that I don't give a shit or a fuck about. And at any given time, when and where should a rat's ass be given, or a fuck be given, or a shit be given, or even offered? You know what I mean? Alright, what's up, yins guys? Time for another video. Yeah, this is hilarious. I'm going to go ahead and do my own take on this. All kind of other YouTubers, everyone I look at, done their version of this video. I just happen to agree with them. They all say the guys in the video were creepy. Talking about the ad, I mean, I'm trying not to laugh. Quite frankly, this will be just my random shit. I'll probably be all over the place about it, just like all my other videos and my style of talking. But I wonder if I can even get through making a video without busting out laughing and messing up my talking because I'm busting out laughing. That political ad with Kamala Harris and all these men endorsing Kamala Harris, cringy as hell video, and you gotta wonder how much did the Harris campaign pay these guys? They all look, yeah, I agree with all these other YouTubers. They look like weirdos the way they talk. Who talks like that? Especially Brandon Tatum did his video on that. He said so many other people that I'm subscribed to say that, but I'm not just here to parrot their shit. I wonder who the hell paid, how much did they get paid? They all look like they were paid some pretty good beer money, and they probably spent it on Bud Light too. They're probably, yeah, if you were to pay some of these guys beer money, you got to wonder, yeah, they're probably drinking Bud Light too. Yeah, got to throw the Bud Light thing in there, but all right, here it goes, yeah. Yeah, it's like, how cringy can you get, okay? Not only is it fake, it looks creepy. I mean, some of us are okay with women being this or that. I'm just going to take all the subjects randomly. I'm not going to go do what everybody else is doing in the YouTube and put the ad in here and then be pausing it. And everybody's seen that. I'm just going to take the subject matter out of random, the different subjects. Oh, yeah, it's okay to be a childless cat lady. Who said anybody's against being a childless cat lady? There are people that criticize that. Well, fuck, I was a single dude in my 20s with a place of my own, and I was a childless cat dude, and I had my first job out of minimum wage through an agency. I asked for a few dates and people that I knew for a long time, that were waitresses because I ate out, but it ain't just women. I'm not going to make this all about me, but I was a dude criticized by co-workers like I wasn't passive-aggressive shit, I mean, compliment sandwich. They do the compliment sandwich thing. They do this with women, but yeah, it was a big sin for me to be a childless cat dude and have a job above minimum wage, and man, I should be married, have credit, and
car and all kind of kids now and all that stuff too. Or what, I should just be have somewhere cleaning toilets so it ain't just women. And another thing too, a job in a glass factory I had. A lot of women from Ohio there that was able to pick up heavy objects. These were like glass mugs we put through a furnace to permanently burn in the logos on these cups and glasses, even though certain circumstances took me out of that place and all that because of my attitude, supervisors on power trips. But I had a lot of friends there, and there were women. Nothing wrong with women doing certain kind of other work, but I'm going to throw that out there. A lot of women from Ohio and West Virginia, because I'm like 20 miles from the border of Ohio and West Virginia. A lot of women with their natural hair, some tattoos on their legs or whatever, and a lot of women and dudes that had different green and blue hair and lip piercings. But from all in all, a lot of us got along, and you had supervisors on power trips, but I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I'll say anyway, we did pick up heavy objects, a bunch of the glass stuff that we'd put on there, all stacked on like pieces of wood boards. Some were heavier than others, and they were picking them up along with other guys. You know, there's capability, but women do have limitations. I'm not going to bug you with that, but I will rate the places as far as hiring women, you know, not complaining. But, yeah, these guys on there, they're paid and they're being simps and, oh God, biggest kiss asses, whether they were paid or not. Oh, I love women. Nobody said anybody was a Ted Bundy or anything like that hates women and wants to murder them either. But if you overly do it, whether out there in a video or you're not going to be some kind of male misogynist or male supremacist like the fanatical radical feminists bitch about. Oh yeah, those feminists, those ones that think all men are out to get them, but yet they're female supremacists or whatever the fuck, you know, the feminazis, you know, nobody's being you know, you got them out there. You had the old time ones that were the conservatives like that. And we had on the early days of YouTube back when I was younger and I was out of my good paying job, took a break to go to college. Early days of YouTube, you had the atheist grifters, the Christian grifters, the amazing atheist and fucking crazy nutball named Fake Sagan who got banned, and you had these really weird airheaded people that gave Christians and conservatives a bad name. Some girl named Cassie something, that they got her banned, and she was literally verbally, I shit you not, fighting for the right to fight for the idea of not having the right to vote, and thinking it was our Christian duty to submit to that. But that's few and far between. Those days are pretty much over, but there are still people living in them days, to be fair. I mean, anyway, I'm just don't want to spend too much time on it. I've seen some pretty crazy ass shit. But what my point is, okay, am I going to go out there in public and look really creepy? Say, oh, I love women. They should be a crazy cat lady. You know, there's a part of it that, yeah, they're right. It looks creepy. But am I going to be some asshole and say women can't do anything either? No. I mean, I'm just trying to give you a basic idea. I worked in factories next to some. And like I said, when I talked about racial issues, I'll throw that in there. You got the racial suck-ups. But then we worked in factories. You had friends that were blacks, as some of them, whether they liked you that much or some, you're good at something. Yeah, here, let him do this job because we don't want to be here all day. He's good at that. Yeah, you had good black people, right? And then you had the shit starters, the ones just because they're black, they were only working here there a few days, and they think everybody should side with them because they're black, and the other black people see them as, you know, they were just like women, no different than other races. You had the women that are decent people, and you had the ones that are the hens, gossips, and shit starters, just like you worked in the factories or in former neighborhood or building that me and my partner used to live in, you know, whether black or white, male or female. But I'm just throwing that out there because, you know, you got white and black females that have bullshit in common, and then and anyway, yeah, let's see the rest of these. I don't even want to. I can't even think about or bring them up without laughing. Here, if I can even say it without even damn laughing. Yeah, other one about that looked a little too weird. You know what I mean? About, you know, you're not afraid to, yeah, braid your daughter's hair or whatever. I'm more like, okay, I have long hair. I can't even braid my own damn hair, but I would put it more simply. If you had, I don't have any kids, but if you had any other relatives that had kids, I understand the concept of, okay, my natural father and my stepfather, me and my sister were small kids. Being the father, including the girl, you know, the boys have the G.I. Joe men and the girls had the dolls, right? And, okay, we had the Star Wars toys, and the father, you know, would, you know, do, whether you're playing Monopoly or playing, say, the boys' dolls and the girls' dolls, try to include, you know, and spend time with the girl and not just the mother. You get that concept. And, yeah, we had the G.I. Joe and Star Wars men, and the girls had, in the 1980s, the cartoon Strawberry Shortcake and the dolls and the toys, right? And we were as kids, even though we weren't supposed to swear. Me and my brother used to call it Strawberry Shitcake, and we would watch our G.I. Joe and Star Wars, and they would watch the Strawberry Shortcake things. And yeah, the boys would root for the villain, the Purple Pie Man, who was actually kind of funny. You know, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta in my head. Anyway, that makes more damn sense. You know, some of us as kids, you know, I'm rambling here, but I'm giving you the basic fucking idea. Christ. Anyway, yeah, I don't give a shit if organize my information or my talking style. I don't give a shit at this point because I can barely talk about the shit without busting out laughing, okay? This is what it is. I worked next to both black and white people who talk just like me, believe it or not. I had influences working next to black folk, you know, a lot of different slang, and talked to black gentlemen that I lived next to, worked next to, that were all over the place with their talking on subjects, and you manage to get a word in edgewise, and you let them get a word in edgewise, and in a conversation you both get what each other means. So don't anybody fucking give me your bullshit. So but anyway, yeah, I don't even think I want to go there with the rest of them. Yeah, the guy with the long beard, nothing against beards, but yeah, you had some of them, you know. Yeah, stay on the subject of kids. I mean, yeah, you had tough bikers that had American flags on their motorcycles, right? They do charities to get toys for kids. You don't got to tell anybody that's like a patriotic, you know, biker around and here that they would be rolling their eyes looking at this Kamala video, okay? You can be a tattooed biker, not be too tough to raise money to get toys for kids. But yeah, you got a long bearded, say, dude, who they paid him, you know. I'm not afraid to say this or that. But anyway, I see. Goddamn. Alright, siren in the background running my video, but alright. Oh, for the love of God. Hurry up and pass by already. But anyway, where was I? Siren kind of distracted me. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I seen some, back in the Black Lives Matter 2020 days, you had some long-bearded dudes, retirees, old guys, marching for Black Lives Matter. They were damn hilarious. But I'm getting at the one in this Kamala Harris video is probably woke like them. But anyway, long white bearded dude, however much he was paid, he reminded me, his looks reminded me, not to pick on anybody's looks or beard, but he reminded me of an Uncle Jesse looking dude. Old folks marching for Black Lives Matter because it was sensationalized, is done all that, even though they were fucking encouraging and inciting protests and blocking traffic in streets of towns that had nothing to do with George Floyd. But there was these old dudes. I remember Uncle Jesse looking long bearded guy. Even though it sounds off the subject, I ain't shifting the subject to that. But the look reminds me he was might have been probably one of them retirees over there marching Black Lives Matter, but only he was so almost like a duck. These guys, Black Lives Matter, like it almost sounded like you hear a duck quack quack quack. They were going Black Lives Matter, Black Lives, you know, like sound like a quacking duck when they were yelling Black Lives Matter. I'm like, are you shitting me? You had a long bearded Uncle Jesse over there joining the protest march bandwagon. Anyway, I figured, you know, by the looks of him, he might have been one of those. If he didn't march in it, he was rooting for those kind of people. Because, yeah, yes, you did. You had these old, long-bearded retirees. They were probably given a little bit of money for mediocre coffee and donuts so they could go to fucking Dunkin' Donuts, to go marching the protests or whatever and be on camera so they could propagate, yeah, look, old people were protesting in 2020. Old people, goths, blue-haired people, and soccer moms and different things, yeah, that was all political too, I don't want to go on and on about that, but anyway, I'm going to end this right here. Every damn dude, yeah, I'm not afraid to rebuild a transmission. And who the fuck said you were afraid to rebuild a fucking transmission? I did shit like that to help my stepdad, okay? All through my teenage years, we didn't live on credit and had fucking brand new cars. Every few years you'd get a used car, right? It would be the alternator, then the transmission. And I don't even want to go on and on how we've seen the older pickup trucks and cars, and how the newer cars, you were buy used. You had to take the whole fucking top manifold off just to get to shit, and you had to take shit all apart where you could just put an alternator and a starter way easier, But anyway, we've seen cars of all used cars. We got used cars every few years, yeah. Like an endless cycle. You would help the stepdad change the parts, hold parts, and get under there, and you're learning a few shit. That was a fucking fact of life. If you didn't live on credit and be paying out the ass and forever on credit a car, that by the time you make the payments, the fucking car is ready to be broke down, and you're good. I'm not even going to go on and on there, but the basic idea, a lot of us have been there. Who's afraid to, who the fuck said anybody is afraid to damn change a goddamn alternator? Did my mother and my stepdad fought, but you didn't see him coming on a Kamala Harris video if he was still alive, simping up and geez, if only he was still alive right now and seeing this Kamala Harris. He probably would have died of a damn heart attack years ago from laughing at this shit. He probably would have literally died laughing. This is so. Anyway, to end this is all. They were paid, and plus, if they weren't just paid, they were probably simping too. And of course, you do have a bunch of people of different age groups that will pretend to be a simp and say all kind of shit. Kissing the ass of a woman, even though their heart is in the other direction. Saying it just to get laid. Old codgers, old perverts, that in their hearts they believe the total opposite. Thinking they're going to get themselves a piece of ass or whatever. Yeah, you got the person, the macho man who pretends to be a simp too. If for ulterior motives of all kind of things, Oh yeah, you got that shit. I think about some of these, you bust out laughing thinking about it too. You know what I mean? But And yes, that one more thing too, what other YouTubers saying that I agree with totally, completely, though I was already saying too. The guy, Kamala's running mate, yeah, he wants to follow a woman around like a little bitch and act like a little simp, you know, because he wants to continue to be an overpaid population, pretending to care about the people, pretend to care about the middle class as a Democrat, but yet, you know, even if you're a politician, you're a Democrat, you want yourself a higher pay raise too. And your ass is involved in a fucking stock market too. They're in Wall Street too. But the only difference is they think they're better because they promise their people, if they get elected, they're going to take it all off of somebody else and give them more too. Yeah, I'm going to give myself a pay raise too, but I'm going to give everybody more free stuff. And yeah, and plus, who knows, you know, Kamala wins. They're probably already setting up to everybody that came in illegally rush their privileges to vote there too, you know what I mean? A new rule to vote now. We don't know how that's going to go yet, but yeah, they're working on that too. If they didn't do it already, rumor has it that they did. Yeah, of course, you get an illegal in there, not making fun of everybody that's an immigrant or whatever too, which is it's downright fucking dirty, really, to change the rules of illegals to vote. And all you got to do is fucking promise them free stuff. They'll vote any the fuck way you want them to. So go figure there too. But yeah, cringy as all hell. I mean, completely laughable. Beyond laughable. I mean, yeah, matter of fact, you know, like I'm actually, yeah, I should make a lot of memes going around about that shit, but